Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a great week so far.
Oh, dude,
Having a
yeah.
good FlutterFlow week.
It
Yeah,
has been a wild FlutterFlow week, and we still have stuff to come. So, I mean, last week was really the wild week. This week we have the beauty of things coming today, I guess, right? You're the head of you're heading that up, so
some secret stuff today. Some
yeah,
secret.
secret stuff that will be much loved by our community, let's just say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yep. And let's see. Last week, what were we gonna do? Oh yeah. I mean, last week we had 300 people join.
Amazing.
I have no clue how or why those people joined at all. But and I forgot to change the title here. I apologize. Dang it. Oh well. I should have done the. We're going to be going through walkthroughs and just setting that up. We had a few people reach out via Twitter. Just how do you set them up? Can we create components for the community? Yes, we can. And then what I would like to do is also we launched the Gemini AI action last week, and I want to try that out. Now I haven't touched it. I tested walkthroughs when they were in beta. Haven't touched them since they've been in production because I've been doing a lot of product work. But yeah, Kareem's on 2 platforms saying, "Hey, what up, Kareem?
Doubled up.
Thank you so much." So
Yes.
yeah, we are just diving in. We're waiting for people. We're gonna go through some walkthroughs, which is gonna be fun. And I already have my desktop app sort of spun up with a local run in the browser. I'm about as novice as you get when it comes to dev environments. So his simulator isn't working necessarily, but my Chrome does. And that's all we need because we're going to do our walkthrough in our, let's see. Oh, you know what? That's going to be so annoying. Switching back between tests like Chrome and my desktop. I don't know. We'll see. See how that is. But I'll go ahead and share my screen. How many of you guys have tried out walkthroughs? So, that's what I'll do. I'll just bring it over here. And I'll move this over here. Will, have you tried out walkthroughs? You enjoyed them?
Yes, I tried them out briefly. I think the thing about them is that they're so customizable.
Yeah.
So it just takes a little time to figure out, how you want it to be set up. But that said, it's super easy to set up because you can use, for example, like when I did this yesterday, I went to the component library. I chose a tooltip as a base.
Yeah.
Created a component, right, and passed in a title and a description parameter. And great, like I had my tooltip ready to
Nice.
go, and I went into walkthroughs and started using that as the base. You probably saw that in the tweet yesterday.
Yeah.
So it took me probably 4 minutes to create the 3 walkthroughs that would have taken me previously.
Oh yeah.
An hour, 2 hours with like a stack and hiding widgets, conditional visibility.
Hey, yep.
All that stuff.
100%. 100%. I love that. So what I'm going to do is we're doing this sort of we've built out Clonestay, which is a clone of a popular booking portal on the web. And what I'll do is we'll just create a walkthrough for this screen, and hope and see how it goes. So we'll try to introduce people. Right? We have like the search properties, the destinations, the cards themselves. So we'll try to do all of those. We'll try to walk the user through those things. We have dark mode up here, so maybe a small walkthrough for that. We'll see. I don't know. It will be interesting because these component here. It'll be interesting to see how we sort of do that. But we do have this wherever my page was, my other page. I'm just going to create this guy as my component, and we will just remove this. We'll just go ahead and create this as our walkthrough element. So walkthrough step. We're going to do that. You have to have, that's maybe a good note, right? you have to have a component in order to do the walkthrough steps. So you want to pass in data to that component, obviously. And so we want this to be set from a parameter. So we'll call this one title. This is a step. Same thing. We want to just create parameters for this. So body, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll set a default. Description. Okay, cool. We're going to just wrap this little guy in a, well, actually, you know what? We'll set a max width. Okay, we have a max width here. So let's go ahead and reduce that. And then we will wrap this little container in a column, which will allow this to grow and be a dynamic height. But the width will be set. So since we're doing this on desktop and not mobile, we don't want this thing to span the entirety of the width of the thing, and we don't want it to just like go all the way down. So hopefully this will work. All right, so now what we need to do is let's come over to our Livestream clone. This is the page we want it to be on. So come to settings, go to walkthroughs. Let's go ahead and create a new walkthrough. And we'll bring this stuff over. This is great. The name will be introduction. Livestream clone is right what we want. We would like to introduce users to this app. Perfect. We're going to add a step here. This step will be, can we do a component? Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll select that. We're going to do walkthrough step as our component. And all we're doing is we need to describe the walkthrough, right? So like every section you're going to describe. So step 1, you're going to describe what it is. Step 2, etc. So this is your main navigation. We're going to be really creative and just say very clearly what it is. We're going to align it at the bottom, and we're going to do a rectangle. And then our overlay color, we can make it our primary background. It's going to automatically sort of adjust. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, maybe we'll do a different background color because it's the same as
Blended in.
yeah, it's sort of blended in. So we'll start that preview. Sorry, I hope you guys can see this. But yeah, all right, cool.
Nice.
It's just going over.
One thing I would love to see is the ability to disable the kind of bouncing
Yeah.
walkthrough, because I
Yep.
think that's a option in the package.
Nice.
But obviously, depends on the app you're working on.
Yeah,
It'll be
totally.
see how we extend this feature. Obviously, since it was just launched last week. So
Hey, yeah, and I think Shovik is open to hearing that feedback. Like how can we just make it simple? So we did, let's see, a rectangle up here. Let's go ahead. We'll do another rectangle, and we'll select this component. So what we do is, in order to set up a step, right, you have to select what widget you want to focus on. So you just click here, and then we could, we'll click on this text field because first we'll say you can search properties, and then you can come over here and you can define the destination of that property. So we'll confirm that, right? We'll do that same thing. We'll walk through step. We'll pass in our parameters. Title, it'll just be search properties. Here, you can really do some fun stuff, and you will have a blast. Okay, cool. We will do bottom as well, right? And we'll do the same primary color. Skip alignment, bottom right. I think bottom right makes sense. We'll just keep them all down there for now. So, and now we are, starting preview. We get this one. We get this one. Not bad. So, cool. We could change this, I guess, if you guys wanted to. Let's say secondary text, just so you can see it a little better. Yeah, something like that. it automatically applies opacity. So this is terrible. I'm not going to do that because it's hard to see that. We're already using a transparent container. So now we could, and the beauty of this, like you said, right? We'll add this walkthrough. The beauty of it is you can do very custom things. So on this walkthrough step, let's say, God, let's say we wanted to add, a blur background to this. Well, we can just wrap this guy in a blur, right? Command B, we'll just wrap this in a blur. We'll do apply blur. Oop. We'll apply the blur. That's what I want. Oh, dude, this is some funky stuff. Okay, well, I guess we won't do that.
Oh, is it something going on with clicking in the component?
Yeah.
Yes.
Clicking properties.
There is a bug right now. Are you on the FlutterFlow Mac OS app?
I am.
You will have to close out of the Mac OS app and recreate and reopen it. That is a fix for it, unfortunately,
Gotcha.
right now. It's when you create a new component. Did you convert it to a component by right clicking or did you?
Gotcha. No, this is just the local run I had up and running.
Well, when you created that component that wasn't clickable, did you create that from the dialog or did you right click on a set of widgets already and convert that to a component?
Created it from the dialog. So it was it was out here.
Yeah.
Right. And then we basically just created it from
Got it.
The right side. So here it is.
Interesting. So now it should work. But yeah, there's a new bug that has appeared that I will report.
Yep.
But again, you just close out of the Mac app and reopen it. It's something to do with like the state or something.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to get our devices back and we're going to get that local run back up and running so that we can go through this walkthrough. And also, I think a good thing to note in line with the walkthrough is you only want to show this once typically. So you have to have a Boolean somewhere, right? In your user document, in your local state. Typically it's tied to a user. So some sort of onboarding step, right, has gone through onboarding. Don't show this to a user every time because we don't want every time you come to the home screen. Livestream clone model. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's because I have this open. We'll just close that. And we'll try that again. Cool. Yeah, so you want to sort of showcase it only once. And so what I'm doing for this demonstration is I already have a local state, show welcome message. Oh, failed to compile. Great. I just have to go back to the desktop. Okay. Let's see. I'll just try to redo this. I don't know what's going on. It was just working, so we should be good. Anyways, we'll go to Chrome if we have to, which will not be that bad. But okay, so now we can go test this walkthrough. Right, we have these two steps. We have them here. We get to focus in on them, skip through, go here, skip through. And we'll do this destination one as well. So we'll add this step, add on this container. Okay, so something's going on. I'll mention it to a friend about that. And we'll just do a walkthrough step. And again, it's going to show you all of the, components you have. So if you wanted different components, right, you didn't want your walkthrough steps to be the same. You wanted to add images, or you wanted to add, I don't know what, whatever you'd like to add, different layouts to your walkthrough steps, you could, which is nice and beneficial. So it is skip alignment bottom right. That's great. Let's go ahead and pass some parameters in here. Filter locations by, filter listings by location. Filter listings by destination, because that's what we call them. So I'll call them destinations. Who can find great spots in all over Texas. Okay, we're really descriptive here. We'll save those changes, and then we'll come back to this homepage because we actually need to trigger this, right? So on page load, we need to trigger the. We need to trigger the walkthrough, right? Will, you've done this.
Yeah, you got to do that in the action flow editor
Yeah.
to start and that's the amazing thing about walkthroughs, at least in my opinion, is you could create a bunch of them and then just have them triggered everywhere. And you could even have it similar to FlutterFlow, right? Where you could have a walkthrough library, right?
Yep.
Super helpful for setting up your application.
Yep. So I'm going to do a conditional first, right? Because we talked about conditionals. We don't want to show this every single time. We only want to show this when welcome message equals true. So we're going to do that. And that welcome message is in my app state. Show welcome equals true. And we'll just cut this action. We'll paste it here. So we'll start that. And then I don't think we need to do any actions for walkthrough complete or skip. Oh, you know what? Walkthrough complete, obviously, we need to turn it off. So on walkthrough complete, we need to do an action. Oh, I pasted an action. Let's go ahead and update our app state. And we have show welcome, and we'll just set that value to false. So once you've gone through sort of the walkthrough, we will just set that Boolean to false. So I'm going to bring up my test mode over here and do it the old-fashioned way, but it'll be good. Okay. And then also some users have asked for walkthrough examples, right? Components that you can just easily build within FlutterFlow or utilize within FlutterFlow, right? We have all of these. We have all of these elements. So if we do this, insert, we have all of these pre-built elements.
What did you press to do that?
So it's the most hidden trigger in all of FlutterFlow.
I'm like, whoa, what just happened? What did I just see? I've never even seen that UI before.
Yeah, I know. It was supposed to be like the primary UI for adding anything, but oh well. So if you select something that you can insert into, so a column, a row, a container, something like that, and you press Command Shift F, you have the ability to insert. So you could insert something. It's just sort of like building from the widget tree on the left, where you just sort of insert into that thing. So it's not perfect. There's still some bugs, like it doesn't utilize your theme. So anyways, but I think it's probably been used twice in the entirety of its existence. So yeah. All right. We're testing mode. We're doing test mode. Any questions in the chat?
There've been some good ones. People kept asking for a filtered search for Algolia, and so I've sent the tutorial now twice. We have a tutorial thanks to John. He actually did it in collaboration with Algolia. He walks through 3 examples. So those 3 examples you should definitely take a peek at. It looks like, I don't know where, something with a set state.
Set state, yeah. So I'm going to do this on page load. Show welcome equal true. I bet you this is just not, we're not showcasing that. So let's go ahead and maybe set a default state. It is set. It's not persisted though. So let's go ahead. Typically you would do this with your user document. So we don't have authentication on this app, but typically you would set that. So it would automatically get brought in from the back end. For the sake of this, let's go ahead and Show welcome equals true. Yeah, I guess let's just add it. Or let's remove that. We'll just update app state, and we'll just set it to true for the heck of it. It's not going to be what I wanted, but for the sake of this demo, I think this should deal with it. So let's see, web server debug. Yeah, livestream clone modal is from livestream. Clone modal, okay. Set state, okay. I'm gonna bring this up. Sorry, I still have Safari set as my default browser. So, okay. And then we also had some questions like last week we did a custom calendar view. Am I okay or am I laggy?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool.
You're good.
Last week we did a custom calendar view, and we had a few people post in community about how to set up like a booking calendar or how to see available states or dates, I guess. So since we're only 20 minutes in, which is sort of crazy, we set up a walkthrough in 20 minutes.
True.
Yeah, if this works and we can see it, hopefully, then we can sort of dive into that, or we could dive into Gemini actions, which I don't have my keys or anything set up. I haven't even touched it, but man, it looks so sick. Like I can't wait. Can't wait to like create a flow with it, like just where you guys can just boom, you have UI created, you just add it to your project. I love that it's already integrated within FlutterFlow. I think that's so powerful. So
agreed. People keep asking about Windows in the comments. It's kind of weird. Yeah. They keep on asking, when does Windows going to be released?
Man.
I don't know what to tell them.
See into the future, if we had patience,
Really tough. I don't know when to tell them. But yeah, the booking flow actually somewhat challenging. I think.
Extremely challenging,
because
especially with date ranges.
Yeah, you need like filtering and like at least what I've tried to do in the past, it's involved like functions, filtering.
Yep.
You got to have data types to store, or like I've done like data types to store availability. It's not as easy as it seems, at least in the way I set up in the past. Which
totally.
Could be right, could be wrong.
I think that the way we set up our calendar last week, we could do a very simple one without ranges, right? Without ranges, you could showcase like, okay, on these dates, I have, things booked, right? Because we did that with the tasks. And we could probably do another custom function to return the 24 hours in the day. Run mode is still not working. Great. The method livestream clone. Okay, set state. Connecting the name to an existing method, refining method name, set state. Livestream clone model. I mean, this is it, right? This is livestream clone.
Okay. Is there another set state occurring?
Search active, show map.
Those are page states, like on the entire page. Is there another set state occurring?
No. I mean here, but that's it.
On walkthrough complete. Wait. On walkthrough complete, what did that do?
This sets the state to false. Maybe I just need to do that. Maybe I just need to click that. You know how sometimes we do a default and it doesn't set?
Maybe I'll jump on and I have this shared with me, right?
I think so, because we built it together.
You're in it right now. I will try to debug as you continue.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So what I did, and I think we're gonna have to. I'm gonna exit to the browser anyways because we're gonna do code view, and we'll need. It's just a lot better. It looks a lot better in the browser than in the desktop app. And I'm a designer, so I obviously want aesthetic things. So I'm gonna just bring this over here and get out of beta tasks. I've already created I've already copied the function over for the the function over for the date ranges, getting dates. So here we have, if you guys weren't here last week, we had a get month view, right? And all I did was I plugged it into Copilot. I said, calculate the current month, return in a list of date times from the current date. So literally, I just pasted it. I just typed that in here, and it gave me the following function. That function, if we input a date or if we set a date, right? So like today, we will return a list of date times. Okay, so this is very beneficial. We basically create our own calendar view with this. So last week we did the beta task, right? I think that, oh, I'm going to exit out of that one. We did, oh shoot, sorry. I was just on it. But we did a list view of dates and we showcased I think I just have it in a run mode here. So March 8th, that looks about right. We essentially have this calendar view that showcases all of the days in the month. And then we are basically conditionally hiding if you have tasks for that day. So you can take that same mindset, right? I'm sorry, guys, we've sort of switched. We switched in from a walkthrough. We're trying to test that currently. I think I have a run mode up and running somewhere. Yeah, test mode here. We switched from the walkthrough to this booking calendar, or showcasing when you can book times. So this one was dates, and now I want to try to do the same for the 24 hours within the day. So all I'm going to do is come back to my Livestream 2, which is our clone app. Well, or I guess I could. That one would be like for booking appointments, right? So I guess we'll just do the dates here. On this Livestream details, we can do a calendar view here, which will be our check-in and check-out. And this custom function will actually return like basically a month view. So it showcases in that test, in our custom code over here, in our test function, right? It literally brought in all of the days before. So the weeks, right? It starts on the 25th of February and it goes to the 6th of April. So with this, it returns all of the dates in a month view. And so we're just going to do that. We're going to create our own custom calendar. And if you guys were part of last week's live stream and we tried to do the week view for the first 40 minutes of that live stream and we couldn't get it to work, the reason being we were using current time, and the current time in FlutterFlow is not always converted to like a UTC. And so we needed to convert the date to UTC. Just returns like this is the actual date, right? So the current time is like now in seconds, down to seconds. And I just needed the date, right? So in order to filter accordingly, I did another custom function for that. So nice. What we can do here is we can create a grid view. So I have it here, a grid. We'll put this above here. Oh, I think we need to implement like a max height here. 600. Perfect. And then we need our days up here, I guess. So we'll do a row as well. And in that row, we will do a couple text elements because we need our 7 days. We'll do Sunday, Monday, or here, I'll do sun, mon, to wind, third, Friday. Sorry, I'm basically just doing what we have in the calendar widget, but since we're creating our own, we are able to customize this view quite well. So just doing that. Okay. And then in this grid view, what we want to do is we want to do a container and a text element. That text element, we will center align. I'm going to change the background here just so we can see it in the actual builder. And on the grid, we want to go 7 across. So 7. We will center align this, and we'll just make it a date. So it'll be like 1, right? Because we're going to set this from dynamic children, and that those dynamic children will be, those dynamic children will be the month view. So it's going to be this current month with a bunch of dates. So
Nice.
let's go ahead and do that. Current month. And really what we'd like to do is create this as a component, I think. So we will do that right after this, because we'll basically create this card as a component. I'm going to do this custom function, get month view. The current date is today. So this should work. Oh yeah, we can just do this UTC. So on this current date, we're going to also get a custom function, convert date to UTC, and then that's going to do this current time. Perfect.
Nice.
Just like math equations. No further changes. No further changes. Perfect. All right. And we can just do this number here. And what we're going to do is current month item. We get this date time format, and we just want the day. So it's just going to be D. It's going to be custom, and we're going to just do D. Okay. So maybe what we'll need to do is build field again. Okay. Well, that sucks.
I'm working. I just adjusted it actually. So try rebuilding.
Okay.
I added a on the main page. I added a start tutorial like text in the header where it says like "Welcome to the cloned app start tutorial." We'll just do that.
Nice.
Could be
Cool.
something.
We're trying to mesh two things together, right? But also do this, like, I think this would be really cool if we can get this booking calendar even to show, reservations, right? Maybe not ranges. I think that's a little ambitious in 30 minutes. But maybe we could, try to have a beginning date and an end date. We could do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just create this as a component. I'm gonna say booking calendar, create component, because I want to be able to say, start date, and we're just going to have a date time here. And what I'm doing is, so on this calendar, we want to be able to select these containers, right? This is going to be a calendar view. So we want to select a date, and that's going to be the start date. And then we want to, and that'll be the checkout, right? We can then feed that into here. And then we want to select an end date, and that will be another date time. So we're going to update this component state,
Nice.
end date, date time. And these are all date times. And then this is all date times as well. So we should be able to do that. I'm going to set this as well from the start date, or I guess check in. That would probably make a little more sense, but whatever. If I was passing this off to people. Okay. We're going to do that one. And then we need to set a default here. So we'll just select from above. And like you said, right? Like you said, there's a lot of logic that has to, there is a lot of logic that has to go into this. This is not just like an hour build thing, not even a 30-minute build, for sure not a 30-minute build. Because you have to set up conditionals like, hey, if my start date is, the 3rd, well, I can't have an end date that is the 2nd. I have to have an end date that is greater than. So we have to do that in logic, but that'll be super fun. End date, time format, 3:14, and then select from above. Cool.
Pretty good. I like it for sure.
Yeah.
For
Hopefully
sure.
this test mode will work and we'll be
Yes. Oh,
good to rock and roll.
so there must be something going on. Was this project opened in beta at any point?
Oh, for sure. Maybe probably. Yes.
Because it has something. I removed that set state entirely. So there's still another set state occurring. So maybe it's the on walkthrough end. Maybe that's it. Let
Yeah,
me
it could be. I mean, if we need to, we'll just
give it a try.
the walkthrough. We showed how you can set it up and all that stuff. And like we said, you have to set up some logic to show hide it.
That's
We did
cool.
not get that to work with app state for some reason, but you probably won't do it with app state. You will probably
Yep,
do it with a backend call. So
for sure.
yeah, since we don't have that set up currently in FlutterFlow or in this project, we just won't worry about it. You do. I mean, we did walk through how to set up the walkthrough, which is good. We
True.
walked through. It was very Inception like. We walked
Yes.
through the walkthrough and set it up. And then now we're creating a custom calendar. So this will be good. We have 287 people. Look at this, Will. I don't know what you did to get everybody to join, but
It looks like it's from Twitter. Our
nice.
Twitter numbers are now being funneled in. So we have 175 viewers on
Nice.
Twitter right now.
Okay. Also, we'll answer some questions. So, Vishoes, you want to do an e-commerce app from ground up. We have done an e-commerce app on this live stream before. There's also a flow within FlutterFlow that allows you to have a cart functionality and order functionality, and then all you need to do is hook up payments. So you can watch those live streams and you can utilize that flow, and it will be very beneficial. Test mode is a little slow for me today. I apologize. Any other good ones? Good questions?
There's a continued question about horizontal scrolling in a table. Yeah, I actually just went into a FlutterFlow project to test to confirm. If you set a min width at the data table level, so say for example, I set the minimum width to 800, and then I go to mobile view, so the screen would be smaller than 400 or 800 pixels. You can actually click and drag the data table. It might not work in the editor itself because obviously it's an editor, but if you go to preview mode or test mode, any of those, you should be able to click and drag. So that's a nice tip. And then also you can click on the data table header, not the whatever is in, not the widget within the data table header, but you have to right click and select the actual data table header.
Yeah.
You can set a defined width as well. That might also help with the scrolling. So if your data is being clipped or something like that, you could always set a defined width.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so I'm running through sort of what we're doing here. I'm setting up the action here. Oh no. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and let's remove everything. Almost like the whole walkthrough, I guess.
Huh. Well,
And then,
I'm waiting on mine to load. I removed the other walkthrough
okay.
on walkthrough complete.
Yeah.
That doesn't work, then yeah, we can remove it.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. But I mean, there's still plenty of logic to do here. So on this calendar view, right, we want to showcase it. We also want to, I guess I could create a branch and then I could really get testing on this.
There you go.
We can do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to create a branch.
Nice.
This is the beauty of branching in FlutterFlow, because now I can just delete that walkthrough. I can just remove it, select state, I'll just remove all of that. So actions. Okay, so yeah. I mean, dude, you have everything removed. What the heck? Yeah. All right, I was going in there. I'm just gonna delete this walkthrough for now.
Cool.
Maybe that's something. I don't know. Just delete that in my branch.
Nice.
And start walkthrough. Okay, gotcha. That's what you were doing. Okay, I'm just gonna remove that. Okay. All right. You have it on this. What the heck? Dude, I'm gonna reload my page. Come on now.
Having issues here today.
Yeah. It's giving me the page load. Okay, cool. 300 people. Come on. Action. Yeah, we'll just delete this action. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get around to where I can actually do this for
Yeah,
you.
test mode is a bit slow. I'll definitely make a point about that. Like
Yeah.
I've been waiting for my test mode for probably 4 minutes up. Local
Yep.
run. Local run's pretty nice, I will
Yes.
say.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Um, so we have our container here, right? And we're getting an error because we don't have anything set up. So I want the user to be able to select a date, and that will set the start date, and then select another date, and that will select the end date. And they have to be greater than. So if start date is set, right, then we will set, we'll update the page state, so, or component state, sorry. We'll update the component state in date, and we'll set the value to the current month item. Cool. And then we're just going to copy this over, paste it here, and we're going to also say, I'm going to name these. Naming these actions is great. Set start date, or check in. I really should say that, but set end date. Okay, cool. And then also we need another condition over here. So conditional, and I'm going to cut this action. If date, right? If current month date is greater than the start date. Okay, cool. So we don't want to select the old dates, right? If you select, like I said, if the start date or the check-in date is the 14th, I don't want you to select the 12th as the checkout date. So we need to I'll set up a snack bar here. And we will just say, please select a checkout date greater than check-in. I don't know, or later than, I guess. Later than check-in. Oh my gosh, I said checking. Okay, we're going to do that. And info check-in. Okay. We'll make this our primary. Cool. And show date selection alert. Okay.
Are you on the main branch or are you on the branch?
I'm on the testing calendar branch currently.
Just want to make sure.
Yep. Yep. So you can mess stuff up as much as you want. Or don't mess stuff up. Whatever. All right. So we'll try to do this. I hope this will work. Let's see. Somebody else wants us trying to figure out how to display dates like that. Mark Allen, this is good. Yep. I've always wondered this as well. And then I did it in a project, how to display like custom dates, right? Like the list view for beta. This one specifically, like I utilize this in an actual project where I'm creating a schedule of things. So you could basically schedule push notifications to your users. You could schedule posts to be posted, right? I think in that app, it's like trivia questions to go out day by day. And so if questions exist, you sort of see them. And if questions don't exist, you get a button here to create the questions to send out to the users. So, here we have like no tasks, but you could also have a button here to create a task on this day. Or if this was like booking, right? If let's say this was an Upwork like application and you wanted to be booked for the day, well, then you could book me for the day, right? You just click that, automatically creates some record, and then it sets the conditional right here that says, oh, now I have a task for this day. So cool. So we're going to try to do that here with this grid view. We're going to try to, um, you know, select the dates first. So we just want to make sure that our selection of the dates is good. And then we could create another collection, right? Like bookings. We could create bookings. And then we could try to do, oh man, this is, when I say try, I just mean like this is a lot of work to do. Like there's multiple layers. Like last week we talked about math equations. It's not just the first step. It's not just the first equation. Sometimes there's multiple equations you have to do in order to set up the answer. And so same thing with development. It's like, cool, we got this to work where, hopefully we got it to work. Where you select a date, you set the check-in, you set the checkout, and then you can view them visually so we can set up that, right? So what we'll do here is we will set some conditions, some conditional styling here because we want this to change if it is the selected date or the start date and the end date. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll do ease in. I'm going to set up some implicit animation on the container. So when we set that color, it'll sort of fade in. And then we're going to do a conditional value here. And that conditional value is, we're going to do two conditions. So first condition is start date. And we'll do datetime format because we want this to match. So we're going to do 3/14/24 equals to this one. And we'll do the same thing. We'll equal to that datetime format. Okay. So if this is equal to this start date, this is check-in. So we'll do our primary color for that. And then we will just add another one. And I'm going to copy this over. I'm going to move us to the right. Yeah, so that people can see this. I'm going to just paste this here then. And instead of the start date, I want to do the end date. I really should have named this checkout, but oh well. Yes, there. Oh, and we need to make sure that it's the same format. So this format. Okay, same thing here. This is the wrong format. So let's do that. All right. And then if this is checkout, we'll do secondary. And then if not, we'll do alternate. Okay, cool. My test mode worked. Haha. Boom. Got it.
Yeah, there seems to be an issue with, issue is a broad term, so maybe I should use the word issue. There seems to be a specific way you have to manage the walkthroughs. I think what was causing potential problems was that the component that we have selected to be shown in the walkthrough has visibility where it can be hidden. So the walkthrough is having issues because it's trying to say, look at the, focus on this, but the widget that's going to focus on may not exist or may not be visible. Therefore, it's throwing an error because
that makes sense.
Fine, actually, you can't do a walkthrough of something that has conditional visibility because obviously it always has to be visible. Otherwise,
yeah. Wow, that's great. That's great to know. Okay. Well, we got this to more or less work in our test mode. So here you go. You can sort of see it. You can sort of see a green border. So let's go ahead and change that. And then some of our logic is not correct because this is just setting checkout date, not check-in date. And so I probably set that up wrong. But let's go ahead and update this. I'm going to do border width 2, and I'm going to just copy and paste this over to our fill color as well. And accent 1, accent 2, or alternate. That's great. Okay, and then let's go ahead and see what our action is. So start date is set. Okay, so if start date is set, we want to see this and then set end date. And then if start date isn't set, we want to set end date. That's why we don't want to set end date. We want to set start date. There you go. That's all we need to do. Set value. Boom. Okay. All right. That should be it. So we'll just save that and we will refresh this. Oh, what? You can only have one D set. Oh, you're going to have to close your. Oh, okay. I'll just come back here. Sorry.
Oh, you can only have one test mode?
No, you're good. You're good. I was trying to open. Stupid mistake.
Like what? Wait.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nothing here. I didn't mess up my own UI All right, cool, sick, dude. We got this. This is it.
Nice.
Sick.
Wait, that looks great.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic.
So we get set end date. We obviously need a ability to clear the dates, right? So maybe we do something like a clear dates button down here. Nice. And maybe we do some conditional styling up here because these are like, this is April or this is February. And then these guys down here, that is April. So maybe we do some conditional styling there. We'll need to increase this container height by 640. And then I don't even want this. Like, I don't want any styling. So here, alternate, I want to make this the same as the background. So I'm going to do it secondary background and secondary background. Okay, cool. And then let's go ahead and add a button to clear dates. So we will do a little container here because I want to animate it in. Nice. I'll do a little button here. And that little button will be like this. And I'll just say clear dates. Okay. And we'll make this 32. And we'll give it 8 pixels. And we'll give it this and this. Okay. Cool. And I'm just going to animate this little guy in. This is all just user experience stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with functionality, but it's just sort of fun to add this additional UX. So
it looks good.
Yeah, I think so. Cool. We're going to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to fade it in there. Cool. We're going to conditionally hide this. So we're going to say if condition, if, well, we need 2 conditions, I guess. No, we can just do one. If start date, yep, is set, we'll show this. And this. Okay. Cool. We'll see if this, probably need a little bit more than that 640. So we'll do 650. All right. All righty then. How do we solve course policy errors in FlutterFlow? Checking in right at the end. Okay. Dude, thank you so much for... Yep. Okay.
Been some crazy debugging here.
Yeah.
Still unsuccessful right now with the triggering action.
Oh, dude.
We will continue on here.
Yeah.
Core, did you answer the course policy errors?
No, I did not.
Yeah, course occurs again if you have a public API call. Typically, that's where. Well, okay, so there's some different things. Dre, I'm assuming it's related to your API calls question. Try redeploying those. Make sure if you're on the, make sure you're on the Blaze plan. as well, because you need to deploy cloud functions. That's what we're doing, right? Also, if you're talking about like general cores, go to the FlutterFlow documentation and search cores issues. There should be a brief write-up about fixing cores issues for like PDFs and other things. And you need to copy and paste essentially this little script into your Google Cloud uh, terminal, console, whatever. I can't remember the exact terminology in Google Cloud.
Yeah.
And then paste that with your app ID. Make sure to adjust the app ID or Firebase project ID, excuse me, within that script, and then that will enable the like cores or kind of disable issues ideally, or bypass any issues with cores on web.
Cool. I'm trying that little like fade out if month does not equal the current month. So month equals current month, we'll do 1, and then if not, we'll do 5. And I'm just doing it on the opacity.
Nice.
So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe I set it up correctly. Maybe I did not.
I'm still waiting on this. I think there has to be something wrong with like a niche configuration of how we set up walkthroughs. So wait, that looks great. That
Come
looks
on,
so
dude.
good.
Totally worked. Oh man, this is great. Now we just need to do the range, you know?
Wow.
We need to get that range.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I think that
That would just be like a greater than and less than, right? Like if the date
ooh.
is greater than
Ooh.
one date, less than the other date, just make it a different color,
Ooh. Okay. All
right?
right, we have 3 minutes. Why not? I mean,
Hey,
that
you
works
do
for the
that.
first go.
Uh,
Oh, and then we can change the price here and then we'll do all sorts of logic. Ay, 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 ay.
do
All right, cool.
a quick function to calculate the number of days.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just
Easy.
yeah,
Easy
easy
stuff.
peasy. We have like 5 minutes. This is excellent.
So funny.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll say conditional. Okay, and then the current month item, date, time, format, and I'm going to say DM 14.3. Yeah, this is good. Greater than. Oh no, not equal to. Okay, probably need a custom function for that. So what if I just do this? Oh, you know what? Duh. Index and list. We're doing this. Greater than or equal to.
Hmm.
Oh shoot. Start date. We'd have to do, this is that math equation stuff. It's like I'm trying to figure out the equation that I need to actually do. You might hit. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Yeah, early to arrive. Yeah, thank you, Jamie. I know that you've built this before. But if we did it in 5 minutes, I mean,
Wait, what are you trying to do?
okay, so
The range?
yeah, the range thing. So
Yeah, when you just don't you have a start date and an end date?
I do have a start date and end date.
So can you just do like a double and statement?
I
Like
mean,
is current date less than,
greater than or equal to start date. We'll try it.
right?
Yeah. We'll see.
Essentially.
Start date. And condition. So again, current month item is less than or equal to. Actually, no, I think just less than.
Yeah, less than.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Yeah, it has to be.
End date. All right, we'll see. I'm going to do this less than. Oh, no, sorry, greater than. All right. I'm going to save that out, see if this works. And then we got to just save this, save this to a booking reference document and then, send it off as a reservation to the hotel.
Nice.
I bet you I broke it.
Well,
All right. Date check-in and daytime. Check out.
Yeah.
Highlight is the start of it. My own struggles in real time. Yes, Jamie. Anytime you guys want to see someone who's struggling, just watch our live streams. Ah!
Wait, what did it say?
It was giving errors on everything.
What?
Yeah. Oh, because I didn't set a value. LOL.
Oh, for the color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, hopefully that is. Hopefully that's why, and we'll be good to go.
Wow. That's too bad. It's Jamie, right? Jamie. He told us. He
I
told
know.
us. We were confident. I was
Yep.
too
Yep.
confident
We
with
were
it.
very, very confident. But if we get this, hey, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna
And Jamie
tweet
has to
this.
open source his entire app. He's
Yeah.
required.
Open source the whole thing. Time's up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. We always go over. I mean, we don't always go over, but sometimes we go over. Well, anyways, I hope that this was insightful. Just setting up this like monthly calendar view and doing that, I think that's beneficial. Next week we could go through like how to block stuff off. So we did it last week with the beta tasks. We could essentially do the same thing here. We would need some custom function for the date ranges, obviously, but I think it's doable more or less. So there is a community member that posted something about this, so we'll see if this works. No, it's still giving that. Maybe it's because I didn't instant reload in time.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're waiting for the other load. Yeah.
Yep. I'm hoping this is going to work.
Yeah, some great questions here. Build chip versus Zapier for FlutterFlow. I'd say build chip is more developer focused. Might be more comfortable. Are we still on the error?
Yeah.
Go back to the conditional logic and go to the fill. You have a else if and click on the double and. Yeah. So it's current. Why do you have the current month item? Are you passing in?
So the current month item would be this, like if I selected the start date, and then an end date, and the current month item is less than, or I just need to do this, or I think I don't need an and.
Oh, well, I'm wondering if it's because there's not an end date set.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably true.
So that would be another and it would be another set.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, we have the start date is always the current day. Is that right?
True. Okay.
So
let me copy this.
Be another and statement.
Yeah. We'll do this.
You can keep that.
Well, I copied it, so we'll do end date is set and this. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
End date is set. And
what are Tom saying here? What do we got going on? Wait until you get the weird edge case of bookings that cross years, then it thinks X January is 12.
No, we're not going to worry about that. Okay, Jamie, we're not worrying about that. We're just doing this very
That's when you write a custom function, obviously. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
What else do we got? Last question. When we deploy an app to app stores, do we still have to be on a paid plan for the app to remain active or something? So FlutterFlow is the visual build. Like the app is hosted on the app stores. So would I encourage you to maintain a paid plan in order to iterate faster, to make changes to your app based on user feedback? Yes, I would. Now, does a FlutterFlow paid plan relate to you having a no, right? Keep in mind though, if you're not on a paid plan, you can't do the one-click deploy. So you would have to be on a paid plan in order to redeploy to the App Store after you deploy the first time, second time, third time.
Yep. And then Joseph Carmen is really asking like, hey, blah, 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 or not Eli Grossman, Stripe Connect. Hey, man, there's going to be integrations allowed in FlutterFlow soon. And us as a team are not going to implement Stripe Connect. I'll just tell you that straight up. There's even a Plaid integration, like a new pub dev package, Plaid, which is a bank integration tool, right? That totally secure. And we're going to just allow the community to sort of create those integrations as plugins or whatever we call them, extensions, to FlutterFlow apps. So we're not implementing that as a team. Sorry. It would be nice. It'd be very nice. We could do all sorts of marketplaces, but so yeah, I mean, hey, we sort of got this to work. I think there's some conditional logic, like, right, we need to make sure that this stuff is only between these dates and not everywhere. But I'm not mad with this. I think this is we got pretty far on this one, and we did the walkthrough, which is sick. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. 400 people. Come on. Twitter is just like, if people like saw it on Twitter, then Twitter's like, oh yeah, that's obviously a view. They're still viewing. So
Quick thing. Yeah, I mean, I do want to say this because some people might run into this while building, and to limit potential support questions. We did run into a quick error today where when you're building a component, sometimes you can't edit the properties. I've also run into an error a few times today where in the similar fashion, I can't right click, or like I can't right click on a widget or something like that. Essentially, there's something to do with like a state bug. So if that ever happens, just refresh your page, and everything will be saved, obviously, and fine. But just a quick fix there if you happen to run into that issue. Obviously, it's reported, but until we get that fixed, just so you're aware. A lot of our pro builders out there that are building a lot in FlutterFlow.
Yep. Yeah, I think there's something wrong with this condition here, but oh well.
Yeah, it should be right?
Yeah, it should be but there's still some other level, some other equation I need to implement there. But oh well, it's good. It's solid. So I think I think this works. Hope it did.
Nice.
Yep. Dude, Will, thank you so much for joining, man. So much better just to have somebody else here to help me manage questions and answer questions. You're such a good person to answer questions and to give feedback. So thank you. Thank you for bug shooting, troubleshooting.
Well, I never successfully debugged, unfortunately.
Yep.
I think something to do with how, like, conditional visibility or something there. But yeah, this was great. A lot of requests. There's a ton of requests in chat. I'd say head over to the community forum, see if first step for things like that, go to the community forum, see if someone's already done it, right?
Yep.
Stripe Connect. There's a ton of Stripe Connect tutorials on YouTube, a ton of them. Follow those because, again, like, it's already possible. Stripe Connect would require custom functions and other things there, or API calls. So like that's an example where, again, like, not realistic for us to integrate right now. So yeah, a lot of those things, definitely check out tutorials on the community, YouTube, then explore recommending it as a feature request as well. So
yep. Nice.
A ton of requests today, so I wanted to make that clear.
No joke, right? No joke. This is great. So cool. Thank you all so much. We will see you guys, I think next week. I'll be around. So see you next week. And